This is a bad idea, and it's an even worse idea indoors. If you're shooting a video, using your built-in microphone is just a bad idea, and I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm also going to show you several cheap or even free solutions that will immediately improve your audio. But we also need to talk about one mistake many new YouTubers make when they first try to up their game with audio. And that mistake is wasting money. So here's the basic problem. Microphones and cameras need to be at different distances to work well. For video, you might want a head and shoulder shot or something a bit further away. That looks good on camera. However, microphones work differently. If you want to avoid background noise from ruining your audio, you need your microphone as close to your mouth as possible. It won't get rid of background noise, but your voice will drown it out. But no one wants their camera this close. Your viewers certainly don't want to be counting your nostril hairs as you talk. So there's the problem. Your mic should be way closer to you than your camera should be. And guess who's going to win that argument? Right, your camera. Your video is going to look good, but your audio won't sound good. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm recording pretty close to my phone right now. I mean, I can reach out and touch it. So the background noise is not too bad. I mean, the audio quality isn't great, but it could be worse for sure. However, if I record from back here, not only do I feel the need to raise my voice so that the phone can hear me, the phone's trying to be really helpful and raise the volume of my voice, but it's also raising the background noise, and it just becomes really unbearable, and it becomes harder to understand what I'm saying. This is also a problem indoors. While you might be able to find a quiet room without, computers running and clocks ticking and children screaming, it's really hard to escape room reflections. These are the echoes from your voice that kind of bounce around the room. They enter the microphone after the main sound does, which kind of smears your sound. And that can make it hard to understand you, and viewers are probably going to click away. So now you're hearing the audio from the built-in microphone on this Sony ZV-1 here, and I'm relatively close to the camera, so it doesn't sound too bad. But as you can hear, if I move the camera further away, now the microphone is way too far away from my mouth, and you're hearing all sorts of background noise, and I'm having to peek under my light here. So if you're the kind of person who moves your camera a lot, and you're moving it different distances from you, your audio quality is going to change a lot too, and that's no good. So a mistake that new YouTubers often make is buying an on-camera shotgun mic. And at first, this might seem logical. It's like focusing your sound, right? You only record what's right in front of you and not anything else. And that's sort of true. Here's the deal. Yes, these on-camera mini shotgun mics have a cardioid pickup pattern. That means they pick up sounds from the front and not as much from the side. So they might be a little better than the on-camera mic, but as soon as you start moving away from the camera, you still run into the same problem. Your background noise starts creeping in. Let me show you. Okay, so now I have the mini shotgun microphone on my camera here, but it's very close to my mouth, so you're getting mostly direct sound, and you're not getting a lot of, room sound. But let me move it far away, and man, I gotta figure out somewhere else to put it. So now the camera with the mini shotgun microphone, it's about 3-4 feet away from me, something like that. And you're hearing a lot more room sound, a lot more of those reflective noises coming from the, just bouncing around in the room. So what do you do about this problem? Well, you've gotta separate your mic from your camera. And you've got a lot of different options from, free to cheap to expensive. If you're indoors in a studio or a spare bedroom, you might consider getting a studio mic. If you don't mind it being in the shot, you can get it pretty close to your mouth. And this is obviously what I'm doing right now. That means you can get rid of a lot of noise and echoes and room sound and things like that, even without spending money on treating your room for sound. And I've reviewed plenty of budget-friendly mics that will have you sounding really good. By the way, if you're curious about this particular mic, check the affiliate link I have in the video notes. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten the free option, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But one other often pretty cheap option is a lavalier mic. This can be either the traditional lapel mic on a wire, or it can be a wireless setup. The benefit of a traditional lav mic is that it's easy to hide. You can run the wire under your shirt, and you can even hide the mic itself under your shirt or under a collar. You could buy a cheap lav mic completely wired for $20 or so, and it will have a long-ish cable, and you can plug it directly into your camera. As long as you don't trip over the cable or, wander off and accidentally yank it out, this can work just fine. Now, it's obviously more convenient to have a wireless mic. You see these all over YouTube, and They're not completely hidden like a lav mic, but they're more stealthy than a studio mic, for example. Or you could plug a lav mic into the wireless transmitter, throw the transmitter in your pocket, and no one can see your mic setup. Wireless mics aren't perfect, however, and they might still pick up some background noise and room reflections. That's what I'm using right now. For one thing, they're omnidirectional, which means they pick up sound from all directions. Now, they do tend to sound better outdoors than inside, but even indoors, they're still better than using an on-camera mic. But please, whatever you do, don't hold your wireless mic in front of your mouth. That drives me crazy. So what was that free option I was talking about? Well, if you have a camera and a phone, or even just two phones, you can use one to film on, and you can use the other phone as a microphone. Just get some, voice memo software, some dictation software, and just record directly into it, and just hold it like a microphone like I'm doing right now. There's also an even cooler option, and that involves sticking your phone under your jacket or a shirt. Now, I didn't invent this idea, but when I heard about it, I thought it was pretty cool. And now the audio quality isn't quite as good as if you were just holding your phone in front of you, or if you were using an external microphone, but it's surprisingly good. Now, I didn't invent this idea, but when I heard about it, I thought it was pretty cool. And now the audio quality isn't quite as good as if